Today I'm going to share with you 6 must-know signs of self-harm in teens. Hey, I'm Mallory. I'm a teen therapist and I love making mental health videos just like this for teens. Today I'm going to be sharing 6 signs that you need to know if you're concerned about self-harm behavior in teenagers. If you notice somebody who is wearing long sleeves or pants in really hot or warm weather where it doesn't necessarily make sense that they'd be wearing those clothing, it may be a sign that they're self-harming. Now, of course, there are people who do wear long sleeves and pants due to sun exposure or mosquito repellent. Most teenagers will wear like t-shirts or like looser clothing during warmer months. So if you're noticing that they're keeping covered up more often, it could mean that they're trying to hide or cover up markings of self-harm. And that's because a lot of teenagers are really embarrassed or feel ashamed that they're engaging in self-harm. There is this kind of secrecy around it. Letting somebody know that you're okay talking about these sort of topics can be really helpful if a teenager is self-harming. You know that teenagers are known for being really moody and having mood swings, but did you know that it's also an indicator that they could be self-harming? Having unpredictable, wild mood swings and finding it difficult to manage emotions could potentially be a sign that a teenager is engaging in self-harm behavior. Teenagers who suffer or struggle with any sort of mood disorder or condition, or have experienced some sort of potentially traumatic event or events in their lives, are more prone to engage in self-injurious behaviors. So if you notice a teenager who is becoming more angry or irritable than usual, you find that they break down really easily, maybe over things that in perspective don't seem to match the reaction, or you notice that they become really easily hurt or offended and have a difficult time recovering from those experiences, it could be an indicator that they're engaging in self-harm behaviors. When teenagers self-harm, they're usually doing it to relieve some sort of intense, uncomfortable emotional experience. They may turn to something like self-harm as an unhealthy way of managing those emotions. Usually we use jokes when we want to talk about things that make us uncomfortable to make us feel a little bit better. Teenagers love to joke around and be sarcastic, but if you find a teenager who is constantly joking about things like self-harm or suicide or death in general, it's time to take it really seriously. A lot of teenagers will try to joke around or make light of an issue as a way to see, can you tolerate having that conversation? So if you notice a teenager who is joking about these sort of things, it could be a sign that they're thinking about or already harming themselves. If you notice that they start to withdraw from their social supports, their friends, their family, they no longer want to do the hobbies or things that interest them, it could also be an indicator of self-harm. Now, of course, as a teenager, you are in a place in your life where you are trying to see what you like, what you don't like, and your interests are bound to change. I'm not talking about the situations when a teenager no longer enjoys baseball, but now they really love art. That's something that they are replacing one of their interests with a new interest. I'm talking about just totally not being interested or motivated anymore, and they don't replace that with something new. A lot of teenagers who struggle with self-harm usually talk about not knowing themselves or not feeling stable or secure or confident in who they are. They may talk a lot about what is the meaning of life? Why do they exist? What's the point? What's the purpose? Which could really easily translate into hopelessness. So you just want to keep an eye on that as well. It's not a far jump from going to the idea of do I exist to trying to test that out with self-harm behavior. And of course, this one may seem really obvious, but you'd be surprised at how easy it is to try to fill in the blanks and explain irrational observations or experiences. Finding harmful tools that don't make sense to be in their belongings or in their room. Most people would keep kitchen knives in the kitchen. Finding a knife in a teenager's backpack or purse or room doesn't make sense. So if you start finding any sort of harmful tools or items that it doesn't make sense for to be in their possession, it could be an indicator that they're self-harming. And so you just want to take that seriously. If you are struggling with urges to self-harm yourself, or you know a teenager who is, I have a video just for you on the screen right now. And please make sure you share this video because you never know who could need it. Thanks for watching.